Yo, people, what's good, man? Welcome back to my channel. It's Tapping Tobs here. And yeah, Spurs won. Who would have thought it? Well, I did, because Everton are not that good. And we are a good side. And we did what we needed to do. 2-0 clean. I mean, wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't like a vintage swashbuckling performance, but it was a more than good enough performance to get the job done and get the 3 points today. But people, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. I know there's probably other shit that you could be doing now. It's a Saturday evening, but cheers for tuning in. I need you to do me a solid. For those who are still going to watch, can you make sure you smash the like button as well? Can you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel? Yeah, Conte, 23 points from 10 games, 8 straight Premier League wins at home. I can't really complain. I cannot really complain. I can't complain. But listen, this is the real Tapping Toes, because some of you probably would have seen my twin brother. He was on the DR Sports he was on the DR Sports 3 p.m. sort of Saturday show today. Big up him as well. I hope you lot got to see more of him. I hope you lot got to watch that as well. You'll actually be seeing a lot more of him on my channel soon, once I can get the time and effort to sort of create what I need to create, so we can give you some content regularly. But yeah, we're here to talk about Spurs, man. We're here to talk about this team right here. And this team right there did what they needed to do today. Listen, I'm not going to over exaggerate the opponent we played today. We didn't play a good side. I watched Everton against Man United, and I've given Everton their dues this season. I think Frank Lampard has definitely made them tougher to play against than when he first took over the job last year. I think their defensive record has still been one of the strongest in the league this season as well. But let's be real, man. I look at their squad and they're still bereft of technical quality. Iwobi's been good for them this season, but from time Iwobi is your most technical midfielder, then that speaks a lot, right? And goals is something that they struggled with all season. So I was 99% sure Spurs were going to keep a clean sheet this season. But that's not to say that Everton didn't have their moments, which I'll talk on in this game. But yeah, man, I expected a win, and for me, it's a routine win. It's a routine win. There was no doubt in my mind whatsoever that Spurs were going to win this game. It was just a case of how much. I went for 3-0 on the Big Six. We won 2-0. So I will take that, man. I'll take that. But yeah, I just want to, before I say what I say, so people, because I know how it works, right? If I praise Spurs, you'll be seen as it's only Everton. I know it's only Everton. And that's the point I'm trying to make now. It is only Everton. For that reason, we should be beating them at home. We should be dispatching them at home. So yeah. And this update, Tobi, Everton are so bad. When did I gas Everton? I said I think they've been much better this season. At home, away from home, Everton are hopeless. They're hopeless. They're a hopeless side. At home this season, I think Man United are the only side that have beaten them. They took points off Liverpool. They should have taken points off Chelsea. They've been quite strong at home in terms of their defensive performances, but make no exaggeration, Everton on the ball are scary. Very, very scary. Very, 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 very scary. And sorry, I'm just reading this comments. Sorry, mate. Yeah, apologies if you felt that. I was not insinuating that they were the next big thing. I was just insinuating that I think they could get points off Man United, bro. Everton are not finishing anywhere near the top 10. My only sort of praise was in comparison to how low I rate Frank Lampard. Yeah. The praise was that, from what I've seen this season, they could stay up, as opposed to they're going to do anything special. They're not a good enough side. So let's just put that to bed. But yeah, let's get back on Spurs, man. Let me check the match stats as well. Let me check the match stats, because I know people love to talk on Spurs with the stats. So yeah. So match stats, 62% possession to Everton's 38, as expected. Total shots 21 attempts at goal today for Spurs, 4 shots for Everton, 7 on target for Spurs, 0 on target for Everton. 6. Well, I'm not going to go on the off target. The number of corner kicks 7 for Spurs, 1 for Everton. Big chances created 3 for Spurs, 1 for Everton. Big chances missed 2 for Spurs, 1 for Everton. Although I think this big chance metric needs a little bit of work, because for me, I counted 2 big chances that Everton created today. And yeah, I think the stats speak for themselves. Spurs were the better side today, and Spurs took 3 points rightly. 1 second, let me just get some water, guys. Sorry, apologies. Spurs took 3 points today, but I think the most pleasing thing for me today about the performance was that we finally got a glimpse into some of our better players hitting good form. Yeah, hitting good form. Big up for the super chat that's coming as well. From Arpav, he says, Højbjerg and Bentancur go up a level when we play 3-5-2. Richie not the man for right wing. I agree with everything said. And I'll talk on Richie. Because too many people want to slander him now. But he is due some criticism, admittedly. The result itself, though, 2-0. 1 goal less than what I was expecting, but we got the 3 points. And I think for me, sorry, I'm just picking some shit up. I think for me, one thing that I've enjoyed about our last, I would say, 4 performances is that the tempo that we set from the off is noticeably different. I felt that way against Frankfurt in the first 5-10 minutes. I felt that way against Brighton in the first 5-10 minutes. I felt that way against Frankfurt at home, even though we were a little bit dodgy with the ball. And then I felt that way again today with Everton. And I think we're seeing that Conte is sort of shifting some of his instructions in terms of our starting positions on the pitch, players committing more bodies to press, like approaching games with a higher press. Like, these are things that I want to see, because it makes us look better. It does, and it gets us a better foothold into the matches. Today as well, the 3-4-3. I don't know why he has to start the 3-4-3 when Kulu's injured as well. I know that. Listen, more, he didn't need to start all 3 attackers today. I don't think he needed to do that. I think he should have just started the 2 up top, whether it's Son and Kane and Richie. Just start 2 and play the 3 in midfield. I didn't think he needed to start all 3, but he did today. I think, like first half, I think it was weird. First half, we did some things that we don't normally do in a good way, and the things that we normally do, we couldn't do well enough, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is we were pressing much higher. We were trying to squeeze the life out of Everton. We were retaining the ball a lot better in the first half, and we were trying to actively pin Everton into their own halves. I mean, of course, Everton defended deep, and rightly so. I think Frank Lampard learnt the hard way that you can't come to our ground and play a high press game when you don't have the facilities to actually create those chances when you try and pin us back or counter press effectively. If you can't counter press effectively against us and you don't find gaps when you have the ball and you're playing high, it's a recipe for disaster. And I think Frank Lampard learnt his lesson from last season. So he went about the game differently this time round. But yeah, I think in the first half, we were keeping the ball much better than Everton. We were trying to sort of squeeze Everton much better than they were to us. We were doing some of the things that you don't normally associate with Spurs this season. But the only thing that we were struggling to do, in my opinion, was to break down Everton. Yeah. I think the first sighting for me was Richarlison. I can't remember who it was that gave the cross, but really good cross into the box. And Richarlison, you just had to plant your head on that on target, man. I'm not going to crucify a man for not scoring that, but you've got to get that on target. Got to get that on target. And that chance, and then another one that Kane put into the box that was much harder. I think there was another shot that Harry Kane had. But yeah, like I felt in the first half, we were getting our attempts up. We had like 8 attempts in the first half to Everton's, like 2 or 3? I can't even remember. But the point was that we weren't able to create like meaningful chances. We weren't able to create the meaningful chances. Let's be real. The wing backs weren't really getting involved into the game. Perisic more, to be fair, Perisic was more so than Matt Doherty, but it felt like we were still sort of struggling. Højbjerg, for me today, didn't really get into the game. I know he scored his goal, and I'm happy for him. He's had a good season so far, but probably one of the weaker games I've seen from Højbjerg in a couple of weeks. But yeah, like we just lacked that incision. So we had them pinned in, but we lacked that incision. We couldn't sort of find the gaps that we needed. Richie as well. One sec. Yeah. Wait, what? Sorry. I thought I've heard breaking news on Richarlison. People are trying to scare me in the comments, man. One sec. Injury. What's just come out, people? Yep. For sure he's out. So Conte said for sure he's out against United. He felt something in his calf and he won't be available for that game. He needs time to recover. Okay. But to be honest, I'll be real with Richie. He wasn't good today. And not for the first time, not for the second time, not for the third time. I'm saying this on a post-match reaction. I think it's well and truly established that Richarlison can cover right wing as a last resort, but he should not play there on preference. He shouldn't. I think if Kulusevski's out of the team, just play the 2 up top because the 3 doesn't work with Son, Kane, and Richie. I think with Richie, he's way more comfortable on the left-hand side, receiving the ball on his left and coming in on his right, as opposed to receiving the ball on his right and trying to come in on his left or try and play make on his left. He can finish on his left, yes, but in terms of his general play, I think it suffers when he's on that right-hand side. And I'm not using this as an excuse because I do think there have been touches where there have been performances similar to today where his touch has been heavy. He's not really been involved in the game. He's not really sort of linking up well with the right wing back. He could be doing more in front of goal. I hear all of these things, but despite his sort of dip in performances, because it has been a dip, I'll be real, I think Sporting away, he wasn't good. Frankfurt away, he wasn't good, but he did a couple of decent things. Arsenal away, he categorically was poor. Brighton, he came on as a sub, didn't really do much. And then Frankfurt at home, apart from what he did to Ndicka in the first half, I don't really think he had a great game. So all in all, he's played like 12 games, 13 games. He started off really well, but the last couple of games, he's not really hit the form that he showed us in the first half of the season. So I say first half of the season. Our first half of the games we've played this campaign. So with Richarlison, listen, when you cost 60 million, you're going to get criticized. And if you're not scoring and you're not performing well, you deserve criticism. So I'm not here absolving Richie of any blame. Yeah. I just think we need to utilize him better. When he's there, play him off the left or play him central. I think when you play him off the right, it's not doing him or the team any sort of favors. It just ruins our feng shui. He doesn't really feel his true self, and we can't really build on that right-hand side. But anyway, that's enough on Richie. I hope he recovers well. I really do, because we need him fit and firing I really had hopes for him scoring today, and I actually felt like he was going to bag today if he was able to sort of play more minutes than he did. But unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. He's just got to come back stronger and deliver, man. I'm not unfamiliar with Richarlison going on like droughts where he doesn't score, but listen, this guy's a goal getter. He may not be an elite goal getter, but he will score goals. Most important thing for me is for him to get fit and for him to actually start playing better. Yeah, it's much easier to tolerate no goals when you're actually playing well. And Richie, I don't care what anyone tells me, was coming on and was making shit happen, playing well, playing very, very well for Spurs, coming on, making a difference. And I think he can do that. I'm sure he will do that. So we just need him back fit. So yeah, that's my take on Richarlison. I don't like him at right wing. Conte doesn't have to shoehorn him into the team. If you're going to play him off the left. Simple. Or play him central. But on the whole, I think Richie's still been relatively positive for Spurs this season. I think he's had more good performances than bad performances, and I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back soon. KG says, Dwight McNeil verdict. Bruh. You were right. You got me now. You were right. This guy stinks, man. And I'm not just saying that off today. I've watched Everton a couple of times, and he's a bit of a one-trick pony. He doesn't really take people on. And if you block the early cross, you're basically rendering him null and void. Does not really, it doesn't impact the game for Everton. And more often than not, he's always getting hooked by Frank Lampard. Or he's not starting. I think he's only scored like once this season for them. When I watch Everton play, Damari Gray looks like 3 times the player. And that's saying something, man. That's saying something. But anyway, back on the performance as well. I think our key players are hitting form. And one player that I want to talk about today is Romero, man. Mate, he was phenomenal today. Like, aerial duels, bossed it. Ground duels, bust it. Recovery runs, he bossed it. Mate, in the first half, he played like 2-3 exquisite passes, just sliced Everton today. Like, he was on it, man. He was on it. And that's Romero. The last 3-4 matches, that is Romero. These are the performances that we saw so many times last season. Like, when he's on it, he is actually unplayable. Like, it's nuts. When he's on top form, he's got this air of superiority. Like, you're not going to get past him. If he comes out and goes aggressive for the ball, he'll win it. If he passes, he will find his man. If he goes for an aerial duel, he'll win the aerial duel. He was excellent today. Excellent. Excellent. So good. And he takes risks. He takes risks with his pass. So good today. Honestly, man, that guy, what a godsend of a centre-back. And listen, people, some rival fans got their kicks in. Obviously, he started off the season and he wasn't as impactful as he was last season in these first couple of games for Spurs so far. But you notice the noise is going down because he's getting back to the level that we've become accustomed to. That's just him. That's just him. I mean, he was up against Neil Maupay today and flipping McNeil and whatever. So it was routine, I guess, for him. But people will say, "Oh, it's only Everton." But I've seen him do it against ASM. I've seen him do it against West Ham. I've seen him do it against much better sides. I've seen him do it against Man City. I've seen him do it against Liverpool. I've seen him do it against top sides. I'm talking about his base health today: passing, tackling, aggression, work rate. Fantastic today. My man of the match by a landslide. My man of the match. So good today. And I think he sort of set the tempo for us at the back. He was so good. So good. Let me just go through some comments. Facts, Tobs. His passing was quality too today. Long day getting past him when he's on it. Big facts. Big facts. Romero was great today as always. Yeah, he was excellent. And listen, the next game is a sort of an acid test for him because he didn't cover himself in any glory when we played United at Old Trafford last season. He wasn't, yeah, he's had better games. Let's put it that way. So it's redemption. It's time for redemption, bro. It's time for redemption. And it wasn't even just Romero today. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet, guys. I'm going to cut this stream early because I'm knackered. But not just Romero. I felt Bentancur. If Romero didn't get man of the match today, I felt Bentancur would have got it. Again, another player who looks like he's hitting form at a good time for Spurs. His last 3 or 4 matches for Spurs, the guy's been really good. Today, for me, he was playing midfield by himself in the first half because I felt like Højbjerg was quite passive. Like he was not really getting involved in tackles, and on the ball, he was too safe. But maybe that's to do with fatigue because Højbjerg has literally played damn near every minute, and Conte refuses to rotate him properly. But yeah, Bentancur was amazing today, and his energy levels are a joke. I was looking at some metrics a couple of days back, and I think he's in like the top three like average distances covered in the Premier League in like 2022. Maybe it's for midfielders. I don't know. I can't remember, but he was definitely in the top 2 or top 3. Amazing, bro. He was so good today. And that second goal epitomized Bentancur. Yeah. Committed to the press. Yeah. And then once we've got the ball back, you either pass the ball and carry on your run and join the attack. And then the one thing that he did today for that Højbjerg goal that we don't see enough of is the final pass. Because I feel like with Bentancur in the final third, his passing is nowhere near as effective as it is in the first and second phase of play. Simply because I don't think he's that incisive when he gets into the final third. But that pass today was brilliant, on the money, perfect pick out. Almost Harry Kane-esque. How many times have we seen Harry Kane on that side pick out Son? And Bentancur does it for his midfield partner. And Højbjerg got a bit of luck for the finish, but mate, he stroked that, used the decoy run and just put it top bins. And that was largely down to the effort that Bentancur put in. The only gripe, and it's not even a gripe to be honest, the only thing that I think Bentancur did wrong today was that duel against Demarai Gray. Not sort of doing his due diligence and sort of just being ultra effective to sort of get the ball away, because he got to the ball first. I think he won the ball first, and then he let Demarai Gray get the better of him. And on another day, if Demarai Gray has his shooting boots on, that's potentially 1-0 because that was a chance. And I think that's one of the 2 gripes I had with the game today. Like Everton didn't really threaten at all. They rarely threatened. They had 4 shots. And I'm just annoyed that 2 of those shots came from genuine chances that we gave them. Bentancur napping for that first one with Gray, and then for the second one, complete gaff, complete lack of communication between 2 centre-backs. In fact, a centre-back and a midfielder, how no one gets the ball there and somehow Onana gets the ball racing through and goal is a mystery to me. But I'm not about to sit here and rant. Back on Bentancur, excellent, man. He was so good today. And a lot of people, I say a lot of people, most people actually see what he does for Spurs, but there are always 1 or 2 that always say, oh, what does he do? He's average and he's this. You're not really watching Spurs. If you can watch Spurs and you see us when we're at our best, he is a key part of that. And there's a reason for that. He was excellent today, man. He was really good. Really good. Another quality performance, man. And I felt like that yellow card that he got today was a joke thing. Again, another part of Bentancur, really good defensively. Wins the ball back really high up. And the ref blows for a foul and gives a yellow card when he's clearly got the ball. Absolute joke, but he was really good today. Really, really good. And Harry Kane, mate, nutmegging Gay, committing players with his dribbling, his passing. Kane is getting back to these levels, man. Winning the penalty as well. People love to call him a pen merchant. Oh, he only scores pens. listen, when Ivan Toney's doing it, I'm seeing a mad wank fest on Twitter. Oh, Ivan Toney, he should be playing for blah, blah, blah. Take away Harry Kane's penalties scored in the league this season, and Kane would still be on 7 goals in 10 games, which is over 2 and 3, which is still a really strong scoring rate. Still a really strong scoring rate, non-penalty goals in the league. He's only scored 2 penalties, but oh my God, the world's ending because Harry Kane scores penalties. I think you got to tell yourself this. Harry Kane's also winning these penalties. He's winning these penalties. He won the penalty against, well, apart from Arsenal, sorry. He's had 3 penalties in the league this season. One against Nottingham Forest, which he won because that was going to go in, if not for a ridiculous handball. Second one, Richarlison won against Arsenal. Third one, he won today, thanks to some shocking goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford. But listen, people want to hate, man. They can hate all they like. If not for a freak, an alien playing for the best chance creating, if not for a finishing freak in Haaland, physical freak in Haaland, who is amazing, by the way, playing also for the team with the best chance creators, Harry Kane would be top of the league. Too many people want to disrespect Harry Kane, like as if his goals don't mean much. And the mad thing is, as I said, Harry Kane is only getting to his usual level now. He's not even been top form. He's actually been relatively poor in quite a lot of games he's played this season, and yet he has what, 9 goals in 10 games in the league? Come on, man. Come on. Listen. Son as well, he looked good today. Another good performance in the tank after a really good performance against Frankfurt midweek. Yeah, man. The only people who looked a bit dodgy today at times is Eric Dyer. Ben Davies did his job defensively, but again, too many fouls. I just feel like when Longlay's in the team, the football's better. Longley does more with the ball at his feet. One player I will give criticism today, though, is Perisic. I thought he was quite poor. I really wanted more from Perisic today. Like, he didn't impress me. He had 1 or 2 nice crosses, but didn't really impress me, man. I want more, and I know he's getting back to. He's not like 100%, but I want more. I want more, Ivan. I really do. I really do. Matt Doherty today defended well, but again, he looked like he forgot how to attack up until the last maybe 20 minutes when he actually started going forward, jinxing past players, like giving nice bit of combination play between him and like Harry Kane or Bentancur, like getting into the box, like forcing situations that resulted in like dangerous moments for us. Like, and what's scary is that performance today is better than any Emerson performance I've seen in like the last, I don't know. Yeah, that's better than any performance I've seen from Emerson outside of his first game of the season when we played Southampton. Simply because Matt Doherty did his job defensively, kept McNeil quiet, which is not hard when he's playing like a bum. But going forward, he offered us way more. And he only offered us that for 20 minutes. Only offered us that for 20 minutes. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. But yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm glad Matt Doherty is actually getting back to a good level, because I can't see Emerson in this team. I just can't. I won't have it. And big up Jed Spence as well. I'm glad that he came on today, but I'm not happy that he's getting garbage minutes. The whole stadium cheered. Was calling him like Yido. Like, they cheered when he came on because we want to see him play. We're tired of seeing Emerson play. We're tired of seeing Emerson play. Oh, but God, please deliver us. Please intervene with Conte and make sure that we do not see number 12 again for us in the league. But yeah, no, professional win, man. Routine win. Got the job done. Some of our better players hitting form. We'll take that, man. We'll take that all day long. 8 successive Premier League wins at home. I think it's the first time we've done that since the 16-17 season with Poch. 23 points out of 10 games. That is, I'm pretty sure that is our best ever return. Yeah, that's our best ever return after 10 games in the Premier League campaign. And I was reading a stat. I was reading like a stat sheet that Lee McQueen, shout out Lee, put out on Twitter about like how many points we've had out after 10 games, when he was making the point that if Conte was to get 3 points today, which he did, he would be the outright highest number of points after 10 games in the Premier League campaign. But what was really interesting for me is the other campaigns where we've hit 20 points or more after 10 games, we've got at least top 4. So I think we finished 4th, 3rd, 2nd. I can't, yeah. So they're good omens. They're good omens. But naturally, we know that this season's different to that. We know that there are 5 other teams that are vying for 4 spots. In fact, 6 teams vying for 4 spots. Let's be real. But really and truly, top 4 race, in my opinion, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is up for grabs between Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool. I don't really think Man United are going to get it. I don't care. They could beat us on Wednesday, and I would have that opinion. I don't think over the course of the season, Man United are good enough or consistent enough to get top 4. But on the points that we've accumulated, it's good omens. It's good omens. And all this talk as well about awful football, blah, blah, blah. Don't watch it. If it's so bad, don't watch it. Honestly. You're not a Spurs fan. Don't watch it. Honestly. If you don't want to watch, if you don't like the football you're seeing, do not watch it. For me today as well, everyone talking about, unsustainable, it wasn't a boring game for me. It wasn't a vintage game, but it wasn't boring. We did what we needed to do. And we put a lot of pressure on the opposition. And we created a lot of openings. Bizarre. Man are telling me stop crying. You come to my stream and you're telling me to stop crying when you are literally the one crying about the football. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's not for you. It's not for you. I'm just happy we're winning. And I'm happy that we're deservedly winning. Because there's a difference between a win today versus the wins, some of the wins we've had this season, or some of the draws we've had this season, where the football hasn't been that good and where the teams actually had us on the ropes. Bloody hell. Every week, it's unsustainable. Well, 23 points out of 10 games tells me otherwise. 21 attempts to 4 tells me otherwise. 3 big chances to 1 tells me otherwise. Technically 2. Why is that enough? Why is that not enough to win a game of football? I'm so confused here. Why is that? What's unsustainable about that? If you're doing that in a game, 8 out of 10 times you're going to win that game. That's the mad thing here. If you're doing that in a game of football, 8 out of 10 times you're going to win. But apparently it's unsustainable. Bloody hell, man. Do me a favor, please. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. We're still winning. Only 1 loss in the league this season. In a game that we would probably lose in most seasons. Anyway, roll on Man United, man. Let's see what we can do to United. Let's see. I really want us to go there and get a result, man. I'm still burning about last season. But thank you, Conte. Thank you for making my weekend. Thank you, boys, the lads. Cheers. Kane, Son, Romero, Bentancur, Højbjerg for the finish. Yeah, thank you, guys. Matt Doherty, thank you. Thank you, lads. And for those who are still watching as well, please do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please, people, keep on doing that thing, man. Thank you for your support so far. I really appreciate it. Getting me to 10K. Amazing. Amazing. I appreciate you guys for watching. You don't have to be watching this on a Saturday evening, as I've reiterated. You could be playing FIFA. You could be going out, but you decided to watch. So I'm grateful. Very, very grateful. Even for the haters, I'm grateful. As much as you hate me, you say you hate me and you hate Spurs, you're here, you're commenting on it. So I would rather you watch it and comment on it than not. So thank you anyway. Thank you. And I will see you on. In fact, no, I'll see you on Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to be doing a preview with a special guest, so look out for that. Z Gold says, "Why are you not replying?" I don't. Are you? I'm not sure. It doesn't make sense, bro. Last season was the last we missed. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What makes Spurs more consistent than United? We win more games. We lose less games. I'm pretty sure that's what makes us more consistent. If you win more games and lose less games and score more goals and concede less goals, you're the more consistent side, no? Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. In fact, how could I end? I'm not going to end just yet. Bissouma changed the game. Because as decent as we were in the first half, we lacked the incision. But when Richarlison went off injured, and I hope he's back soon, Bissouma came on. And he really, really added that sort of incision to our play. Instantly, our play got better. Yeah, we were finding gaps that we weren't finding in the first half. And off the ball, he was excellent. Excellent. Had these two nice disguised passes in the second half as well, man. Listen, Bissouma's a baller, man. He's a quality midfielder. And when we get bad news in Richie getting injured, it also means that a spot has opened up in the team. And this is the beauty of having a squad that's ready. And I wouldn't even say that this squad is mad ready like that. I don't think the squad is anything special, but we did some good things in the summer. And one of those good things was signing Bissouma. He gave us the help that Bentancur and Højbjerg needed to try and not just keep the ball, but actually use the ball to greater effect. Defensively, got stuck in, nicked the ball back off Everton a couple of times, got us going forward. He looked like the Bissouma of old, the Bissouma of Brighton today when he came on. And I really hope that Antonio Conte starts him on Wednesday. I also hope Kulusevski's fit, so it's a toss-up between the two. But either way, I want to see Bissouma play. It's about time he starts getting a consistent run of games. But anyway, Bissouma, excellent cameo today, man. Excellent cameo today. That's the second time he's come on in the second half in a Premier League game, and he's sort of added so much to the way we play. And it's a credit. It's a joy to have him in this squad, man. And we just need to start seeing him play more games. Someone said, my brother modded me on DR Sport today. It's all right. Listen, he's my blood, right? So the game's the game. The game is the game. But I'm going to end this now anyway, people. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your weekends. Spurs won 3 points, 23 points out of a possible 30. If someone gave me that at the start of the season, I would have bit your hand off. And for those who are crying in the comments, please keep watching. Thank you. And I'll be watching your teams tomorrow. Take care. Peace out. Bless up. And up the Spurs.